Good morning, Southwest, and welcome to Hope for Today. Today we want to talk to you a little bit about the reality of fear. Fear is something that is commonplace to every last one of us. Sometimes we have fears over things that have happened and what the outcome of that event might mean. Sometimes we fear things that haven't even happened yet, but it might happen. And sometimes we fear things that has happened in our past actually happening to us again. No matter who you are and no matter what kind of situation and no matter what kind of life you're living, fear is an absolute reality for us all, which is why I find the Bible so amazing. Because out of all of the commandments in Scripture, guess what the commandment that was given to us more than any other? It was the commandment not to fear. In fact, more than anything else God tells us to do in the Bible, He says over and over again, fear not, fear not. And of course, I want to say to that, God, why is there a reason for me not to fear? Because just like you, I feel like my fear is palpable, intangible. I can taste fear sometimes when there's a lot of unknowns in my life. Well, when we come to Scripture, God says to us, you don't have to fear because I've promised that I'm going to be with you. In fact, in Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, God says to His people, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This is God's way of saying, I know your fear is real, but the fact that I'm going to be with you no matter what is even more real than the fear that you are feeling. So much so that even when God sent Jesus into the world, He said, you'll call His name Emmanuel, for He is God who is with us. We may have fear, but God says you don't have to continue lingering in fear because I am your God. I will help you. I will strengthen you, and I will be with you. I've got a little 3-year-old boy named Grand. We call him Grandy, and every night when it's time for him to go to sleep and I'm reading him his stories and I turn down the lights, I can just see that little quiver in his eyes because fear starts to run amok in his mind because he's afraid of the dark. And pretty much every night when I'm getting ready to go out and say good night, Grandy always looks up at me and says, Dad, will you lay down with me? And I can't say no to my little boy's request because he realizes that as long as his daddy is with him, there's no reason to fear. I want you to know that you're just one prayer away from feeling the presence and the affection of your Father who always promises to lay down with His children whenever they need Him. That's Hope for Today. See you tomorrow.